My name is Crystal Petrie, and you are watching the Crystal Petrie Consulting Network. Today, I am going to give you a review of Netflix's latest hit, Colin, in black and white. I sat down last night and binge watched the entire series of the very first episode of Colin in black and white. And I don't even know where to start. Do I start with the music? Do I start with the African American history lessons? Do I start with the hair? I have no idea where to start, so I'm just going to start at the beginning. The beginning of the very first episode shows Colin Kaepernick, an NFL quarterback, or former NFL quarterback, however you want to describe him. This episode, the first one, gave me laughter. It gave me tears. It gave me heartbreak. It gave me anger. It gave me everything, all the feels I got watching the first episode. And let me just pause for a second and tell you and the world that Ava DuVernay is a godsend to the film and movie industry. She did absolutely amazing. Both her and Colin did an amazing job with this series. At the beginning of the series, Colin Kaepernick is talking about the football combine. If you are not familiar with this, it is basically where all of the best, all of the top collegiate football players are invited to try out in front of all of the NFL scouts and presidents and coaches. And they have to lift weights, they have to run, they have to do routes, they have to do a bunch of stuff to show that they are ready and capable to play in the NFL. So as you're watching this, Colin seamlessly transitions into times of slavery, where white masters were doing the same thing to black men at that time before they got ready to sell the black men. It was the same language. The same physical attributes were looked at before the white master sold the black man. The same language, the same physical attributes that are used today in the NFL. I'm going to be honest and tell you that it was absolutely heartbreaking to watch. I didn't expect that. It completely caught me off guard. It was heartbreaking, and it literally made me sick to my stomach. I got nauseated just watching it. It had such a physical reaction to me as I watched the same things, the same language being said now in 2021, 2022, as it was back in the 1800s. It was horrible. I am not going to give away the entire episode because I want you to go and watch it for yourself. But the main point of episode 1 is Colin finding out and discovering his raw, authentic, beautiful self. He discovers different foods. He discovers different hairstyles. He discovers different ways of dressing. And if you don't know, Colin is biracial. So he is mixed with African American and Caucasian. He was adopted just days old by a Caucasian couple. And in this episode, it shows the Caucasian couple trying to raise a biracial son. Now, the two live in completely different Americas. So Colin's parents often say heartbreaking and disturbing stuff to him as it pertains to his race and as it pertains to his hair. But one thing is sure, even though his parents are saying very discouraging stuff to him, I feel like it's something that you can charge to their head and not their heart. Because you can absolutely see that they love Colin. They just don't know how to raise a biracial son. in this time. And this is set back in the early 2000s when this is taking place. The climax of this episode is Colin's mom calls him a thug. I mean, she just blurts it out. And as soon as it comes out of her mouth, you can see the pain, you can see the tears, you can see the heartbreak in Colin's face, in his eyes, in his demeanor, in his everything. And one of the things that older Colin comes back and says is he didn't know how to respond to bigotry. He didn't know how to respond to prejudice. And what he realized is a lot of times those things come from people that he loved the most or that loved him the most. Not necessarily strangers, but people that he knew and people that he loved. And my takeaway from this, especially that part where his mom calls him a thug, is that as parents, as adults, it is our responsibility to teach and equip children, whether they are children of color, whether they are Caucasian children, to speak up and speak out when they see and hear bigotry, to speak up and speak out when they see prejudice. We have to equip them and educate them to speak up and speak out when they're faced with situations such as this. Again, I'm not going to give you the whole episode because I absolutely want you to go and watch it. But this first episode has me hooked. I'm telling you, it has me hooked. Stay tuned for my review of Colin in Black and White, Series 1, Episode 2. Also, don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below if you have watched Colin in Black and White. I want to hear your thoughts.